The Three Clever Pigs and the Dramatic Wolf. Once upon a time, in a sunny green meadow, lived 3 little pigs, Playful Pip, Practical Patch, and Clever Penny. One morning, their mother told them, "It's time for you to go out into the world and build houses of your own. Be wise, work hard, and watch out for the big dramatic wolf." The 3 pigs waved goodbye to their mother and set off down a winding path. Pip carried a flute, Patch carried a hammer, and Penny carried a book of building plans. Adventure awaits, they cheered. Soon, Pip saw a friendly farmer with a cart full of golden straw. Perfect, he thought. A house of straw will be quick and easy, which means more time to play. He happily traded a few coins for a large bundle. In a flash, Pip's sunny yellow straw house was finished. It was a bit wobbly, but he didn't mind. He spent the rest of the day playing his flute and dancing in the meadow. Further down the road, Patch decided to build his house. He went into the woods and gathered a big pile of strong-looking sticks. "This will be much sturdier than straw," he said to himself. He hammered and tied the sticks together, and soon his rustic stick house stood tall. He felt very proud of his work and went inside for a well-deserved nap. But Penny, the 3rd little pig, remembered her mother's words. She walked past the straw and the sticks until she found a man selling sturdy red bricks. "I will build a house that is strong and safe," she declared. It was very hard work. Day after day, Penny mixed mortar and carefully laid each brick, one on top of the other, making sure every wall was straight and strong. Meanwhile, Winston the wolf was prancing through the woods. He stopped to admire his reflection in a puddle. "Oh, I am a handsome and wonderfully dramatic wolf," he sighed with delight. Suddenly, he sniffed the air. Pigs! He followed the scent until he spotted Pip's straw house. "Aha! Dinner!" he whispered, creeping closer with a theatrical grin on his face. "Knock, knock, knock!" Winston boomed in his deepest voice. Little pig, let me come in!" From inside, a tiny voice squeaked, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin!" "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," roared Winston. He took a giant breath, puffed out his cheeks, and with one mighty puff, the straw house flew away in a cloud of dust. Pip squealed and ran as fast as his little legs could carry him. He didn't stop until he reached Patch's stick house. "Let me in. The wolf is coming," he cried. Patch opened the door just in time. The 2 little pigs huddled together, their hearts pounding, as a loud knock rattled the door. Little pigs, let me come in," boomed Winston's voice. "Not by the hair of our chinny chin chins," they shouted together. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff," Winston roared, even louder this time. He took a breath so deep that the trees around him shook. He huffed and he puffed, and the stick house creaked and groaned. With one more mighty puff, the house collapsed into a messy pile of twigs and branches. Pip and Patch scrambled from the wreckage and raced to Penny's brick house. They tumbled inside and slammed the heavy door just as Winston arrived, looking very smug. All 3 pigs peered out of the strong window. Penny looked calm, but Pip and Patch were trembling. Outside, Winston was panting. "Little pigs, let me in," he huffed. He huffed and he puffed. He puffed and he huffed. His face turned red, then purple. But the strong brick house didn't wiggle or wobble one bit. Exhausted, Winston slumped against the wall. But Winston wasn't ready to give up. He looked up and saw the chimney. A sneaky, dramatic idea popped into his head. "I'll just pop down the chimney," he snickered, and began to climb onto the roof. But Clever Penny had seen him. "Quick," she whispered. "The wolf is coming down the chimney." She quickly placed a big pot of water on the roaring fire in the fireplace. With a yelp and a giant splash, Winston fell right into the pot of water. Then F-W-O-O-S-H. He shot back up the chimney like a rocket, covered in soot. The 3 pigs watched him fly over the hills, never to be seen again. They cheered, safe at last in the strong brick house.